So the idea that we must fight hard to keep an economy creating jobs so as to guarantee a sense of collective responsibility for what we call home or region, it makes sense, but it is fluid. A strong economy that shapes new social classes is good, but it seems to me it is not the only significant defense against ultra-nationalism. Sometimes ultra-nationalism starts with tribal chauvinism. So in Africa, nationalism actually begins with basic tribal chauvinism. And if the spark of disunity is strong enough, it can keep the smoldering embers of disunity alive to cause troubles in the future. So economic development creates a culture of toleration, of restraint, in order to keep what is higher than just nationalistic passions. So breaking up can often leave people with a sense of purposelessness. I took a 45 minutes flight to Montenegro with its beautiful touristic city called Podgorica. It's pronounced as Podgorica. It has only 250,000 people. The city used to be called Titograd, named after the man who united Yugoslavia. I took a boat ride on a river called Skada, which flows between Montenegro and the country of Albania. Now, when we were on the boat facing some beautiful mountains, there were smoky mountains called Lovchen. They were in our foreground in the evening, late in the evening glow. We were navigating through a type of swampy, reedy place where there are fish, this type of fish called crabs. I just saw quickly a speeding boat pass us. And then I asked our captain. Our captain on this small 15 horsepower boat was a fellow called Dushko. I said, what kind of speed is this? What's happening? This is dangerous. Then he said, and I quote, there's a lot of smuggling of drugs on those speedboats like the one that just passed us. Because with the breakup of Yugoslavia, the borders are now in the river and they are hard to patrol. Very interesting lesson. Breakup has unintended consequences. So this was lesson number one from that visit. The second lesson here for me was the difficulty of enforcing security on international borders of what used to be one country where people linguistically and ethnically are similar, and they were under one state. So Dushko showed me his picture as a young army captain, a member of the special forces in the Yugoslav army in the 1990s. And I quote Dushko, he says, open quotes, when the country broke up, I came to Montenegro. I became a police officer, and soon I was retired. I now offer my services to the lady who owns these boats that we're riding. In a good season, this lady makes some 60,000 euros, but I only earn about $5 an hour, and in a day, when I'm able to work 3-4 days a week, I earn $35 a day. So there, close quote. So what was once a profession for him is gone, and what he used as an army officer, what he used to underestimate, to ignore, boating for tourism is now what feeds him. He reminisces the days gone by, and you find several of these on both sides of Montenegro and Serbia borders. So this is the second lesson. Purposelessness, even tasteless living, when you can't retain or hold on to what used to be encompassing for all of you. So the third lesson I took is this. The region has a very strong and growing coffee culture. But many of the people in that region think coffee comes from Colombia. It's only grown in Colombia, not in Africa, and not least in Uganda. So for people with an ancient language, a dying religion, as I saw, old monasteries, religion is less with societies that have moved on. It has art and culture that you see in the way they use their coffee shops. For example, I noticed they don't like standing when they're picking their coffee. They don't like drinking coffee on the go. They don't like the American Starbucks way. You know, when you're looking for markets, you look for tastes and preferences, you look at all these things. So I was speaking out of this, all of these. They instead prefer sitting on comfortable sofas, chatting, smoking, and they drink coffee for long stretches of time, many more cups in a day. So I saw several locally owned cafes, high-end restaurants. They are dotted across the new and old parts of the city of Belgrade. The river Danube, which begins in Germany, in the north, has its confluence on a river called Sava in the center of Belgrade. That river lights up with sound and bands in the evenings. There's a lot of entertainment and culture there. In there, in all this cacophony of sounds, I met Mr. Bratislav Stoljokovic, a successful media and real estate businessman who thinks highly of Uganda, who has chosen to open a Uganda products trade center, starting with coffee in the center of Belgrade. So we are going to appoint him our trade representative for the Balkans. If he is able to push a few tons of premium coffee from Uganda in this fast-moving market of youthful coffee drinkers who have a deep connection with Europe, the East, and Russia, well, our coffee companies will be good for it and earns us more dollars on sale of coffee. So my brothers and sisters, the farmers of Busedan in Sironko district, the people of Bulambuli, the people of Kasese, who grow some of the best coffees in the world, will give our country new clients in this world, part of the world, by supplying this market through their middlemen. I thank you. Have a great weekend.
I'd like to hear from you. Please email us at info@tapmedia.com and visit our website at www.tapmedia.com. You can also visit our offices located at Tomosi Business Park, Luzira, Port Bell Road, or call 0414 220 702. Thank you.